What is up, everybody? Versus TV here today. So we're gonna knock out 2 points of news concerning Sony. One is that the PS5 has sold 10 million consoles, which is very great. It's very good. It shows that console gaming is still going strong. And another point is that I guess is that Returnal has sold 56,000 copies, while Ratchet Clank has sold 1.1 million copies. Now, for Returnal, people can say that's really bad. If the console sold 10 million copies and 56,000 copies have sold, then that's kind of like you would think these exclusives would sell more the way that these fanboys brag about exclusives so much because they just only care about exclusives. But it seems like most of the fan base aren't even buying the exclusives like that. If only 1 million bought Ratchet and Clank and only 56,000 bought Returnal, then it's like, what games are they buying on the system then at that point? If they're buying a system. So I'm kind of wondering if a lot of these systems that are being counted as being sold, as a big chunk of those systems like from scalpers, it's like the people aren't even buying games, they just keep it in their basement. That's kind of one concern. And it's kind of like, as most people just playing like Fortnite, Madden, Call of Duty, FIFA, like what games are they playing if they are buying these exclusives like that? I'm just curious. Because the Sony guys love to talk about that exclusivity, the exclusive games like that. They love to talk about the exclusives. How they are game of the year, just AAA Sony exclusives. But obviously, the fan base aren't buying the games like that, to be honest. It's like you're looking at the Nintendo fan base, they buy the exclusive games. Like they buy like the Animal Crossings, the Mario Karts, the Mario Odysseys. But the Sony fan base don't do the same. And it's not even that many PS5 games out there, PS5 only games out there. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what to think about this. So we got another post that says, despite 10 million PS5 sold and a lack of next gen only games on the console, Returnal only managed to sell around 56,000. So somebody else pointed this out too, that this game didn't sell that well for a PS5 only game. So that's interesting. Let's read the comments, see what people are saying about this. But the PS5 selling for 10 million is the positive thing about this because, like I said before, it shows you that gaming is still thriving, console gaming is still going strong. Because some people had doubts that console gaming was going away, but this is showing you that people still want a game on console over anything else. So it shows you're still going strong. But let's read the comments. So he said his software stats are from GameIndustry.biz. If you want to check it out for yourself, here's the website. Or they're playing, Miles Morales. Miles Morales, I think that did pretty great sales on the PS5. I think most people bought that game on the PS4. Or put off the extortionate price hike on PS5 games, waiting for a price drop. Yeah, I still haven't paid $7 for any game yet. I just wait to buy them on eBay or get them cheaper. It's like I'm not paying $7 for a game. Now let's apply your logic to Xbox. Game Pass has around 18 million subscribers. Given the fact that Game Pass released in 2017 on Xbox One, 50 million units sold, in 2019 on PC, it's safe to say that Xbox users don't give a S about Game Pass. Um, I don't say that's a fair comparison. I wouldn't say that's a fair comparison because hey, this is a subscription service. You can cancel, resubscribe. I don't think that's accurate. It's not the same. That ain't a very fair take. Safe to assume most of those PS5s are in the hands of scalpers. Unused, Ratchet shoots back to number one whenever they're back in stock, which says something. Give it enough time and it'll be more in the Miles Morales range. There are like 5,000 PS5s combined on both versions on eBay. I know it's not the only outlet, but sounds like an exaggeration of your part. Okay. Those sales numbers on Ratchet seals it. Those low numbers means it will be on PS4 soon. 1 million in a month isn't low numbers. That always happens. PS4 has sold 115 million consoles, and a game like God of War sold 12 million, so around 10%. Ratchet is 10% of the PS5. It's a non-starter debate. Let's see. Let's read the other posts. See what people are saying in the other posts about Returnal. We saw like 56,000. LOL mega hit. Glad they at least shared the numbers though. Where is Demon Souls remake sales figure? LMAO. Here's the irony. PlayStation fans tease low percentage points of beating games like high busters when they have a low buy-in percentage for their games. Even Ratchet and Clank was only bought by 10% of the community. It's the only thing that's to not beat a game, but in my opinion, it's worse to not play at all. And it's like, yeah, if only 10% of people who got a PS5 is playing Ratchet and Clank, like, what games are they playing? Like, what do they buy a PS5 for then? Definitely interesting. Generally, you realize there's no exclusive from Xbox reach 10% sales from the community, and more than 30% be Returnal. Very hard game. I think your 30-minute high burst again that reach 5%. Hell, you guys don't even want to buy games. But that shouldn't matter. The PlayStation guys, they only brag about exclusives. They only brag about exclusives. So it don't matter if the numbers are horrible on Xbox. It just matters that the PlayStation numbers are that bad too. It's like you can't brag about exclusives constantly and people don't buy the exclusives. That don't make any sense. It's not hit 1 million. Starfield would do that in 1 day. LOL. It'll do multi-millions on Steam alone day one. Yeah, Starfield is already. It's too much hype on Starfield. That game is gonna do insanely well. But according to Sony, it's a really big hit, just like Destruction All Stars is a global phenomenon. That game was a super flop. They had the audacity to charge $70 for this game at one point. Yeah, I'm glad that would have been a major. That would have been a super. It already flopped when they made it free, for a free to play game, pretty much with PS Plus. At $70, you'd probably, I don't know, it probably would have sold like 0 copies at 70. That's wow. A global phenomenon laughing emoji. How much did Demon Souls sell? The world may never know. Only 5% of PS5 owners bought, sound about right. So what games are the majority of PS5 owners playing? Old games. They're better off with Game Pass would have a lot more to play. I have a lot more to play. Okay. Yeah, they're playing PS4 games. It's like what games are like legit? Like I'm curious, like what games are like legit playing on the PS4 on the PS5? That means nobody buys consoles for first-party exclusives. This goes for every platform, same as Xbox or PlayStation. Third party is what matters, and Bethesda is third party. 56,000 and a mega hit, LMAO. New IP from a small studio, it did great. Another one getting an impossible PS4 Pro like Godfall. Exactly, seeing Ratchet and Clank numbers. It's going to be on PS4 by Xmas. Yeah, those sales don't get so those sales don't get good enough. We're gonna see like you said, an impossible like this game can only run on PS5. They're gonna see it's somehow magically impossible that it can run on PS4 now. It's like the Sony got House Marquee on a discount. LMAO, guess no sequel. Ponies love to brag about exclusives, yet they do not buy them for us. Look at Horizon. It took years and it took years and years to sell millions. Halo did that in a week. Yeah. I would take that 10 million sold with a grain of salt, as Sony likes to inflate those numbers. Sad thing is that the $7 price point probably turned millions off from buying it. You mean after all that cap was only 56,000 K? Wow. Yeah, I thought it would have sold more too, honestly. By the way, these Sony guys were going on Twitter about this. You would think it would be like at least like 2 or 3 million, but no. They talk a lot of stuff. They do though. They do talk a lot of mess about these exclusive games, but the attach rates of their games are always abysmal. They truly are. It's like the only fan base that really talk about exclusive games like that is Nintendo. Like Nintendo has the attach rates to their game. It's like any game comes out on Nintendo, the fan base pretty much buys it. Unlike the PlayStation fan base, they don't buy these games like that. They just like to talk about the games on Twitter, but they don't really buy the games like that. To be honest, an L all day. This is another post again. So he says, "Are scalpers and have a lot of stocked units?" Apparently, some guy worked out 25% of PS5s in circulation have never been used. It was rather convoluted with a few assumptions in there, so I would give him a +5 or -5% margin of error. So 20% of even if it's 20% of PS5s, that's still like that's not being used. That's kind of crazy. That's just being scalped. It's just in scalpers' houses. Let's see. Interesting to find for me personally, the selling price hike has pushed me away from purchasing first-party titles. It was hard enough to justify 60 last gen, so 70 is just too much. I ran a Ratchet and Clank, loved it, it was phenomenal, but $70 for that would have been a high robbery to me. Okay. It's a 10 million install base system. 10% of the audience playing a game is a big deal, especially given the fact 80% of PlayStation sales are third party led up until recently. 10% is fine in the last year of the console, is really bad in the first year. Yeah. I gotta say it once again. I gotta say this once again, one more time. So it is just mind boggling that these big exclusives that PlayStation guys love to brag about, these AAA exclusives, they aren't buying like that. It's like 10% of your audience is buying these games. It's like, and they want to get on, social media saying, hey, Xbox hasn't released a game in so X amount of days, but it's like, why do you care about exclusives if you're not going to buy the exclusives there at that point? Like, it is just bonkers that they harp on exclusives that much when they don't even buy the exclusives like that. Let's see. Let's see. Despite what people think, exclusives are not what place is not why PlayStation sells. I've been saying that for the longest. People are just buying a PlayStation because that's the popular thing to do because it's getting so much hype. And people are probably playing NBA 2K on it to buy a PS5 when you can play on a PS4. So, personally, don't think those exclusives are the type of games most average gamers will buy. This goes on to indicate that exclusive preaching fanboys that take every opportunity to initiate a console wars are indeed a minority. Twitter engagement is not a good indicator for the average player's preference. Okay. Twitter is literally the lowest minority player of console games. The average consumer who owns a console buys 3 to 4 games every year. Judged by what sells the most every year, that means they play Call of Duty, NBA 2K, Madden, and then some other random game. Those games are not worth $70. I am looking for a massive price drop to buy them. Must have missed the Returnal sales price. Possibly, I'm sure at least I see too many PS5 owners say they played the game, unless one person buys it and a few others freeload. Oh yeah, speaking about freeloading, I just almost forgot to mention this. The whole game sharing thing. A lot of these Sony guys who go so hard for Sony, the Sony fanboy extremists, they are game sharing too. So not only are they not buying the game, they're splitting the cost between the game between two people. Splitting the cost between two people. So they actually one person is buying the game, while the other one is just a freeloading the game. So that is pretty funny. So they're not even like really supporting these games like that. It gets even worse when you think when you go into more depth about why these sales are so low like that. Because people are game sharing. They're splitting the game between two accounts. So that's that too. You gotta take into consideration the scalpers that bought out vendors to amass to just try and resell them, but never did. The families, friends, and couples who game share, I do with my wife, so we only buy one game for everything, and those games weren't for them. Let's see. I have not turned on since Demon Souls. I assume that the only other games that are dropping this year are Director's Cut PS4 games since they have yet to have any sort of event hyping up the holiday. Love my Xbox though. Still blowing air on a controller with Astrobot because they figured out after buying a PS5 that selling a game means they have to find another job. Okay. PlayStation games don't sell. Water is wet. Two facts of life. The Defense Force is already here. 10% attach rate is bad for your next-gen only games. And the first year, no matter how you put it. Yeah, because it's not too many only PS5 games available. So, I mean, I think that is kind of bad, to be honest. I don't know. Ratchet and Clank has been out for less than 2 months, and Returnal is a niche game. And a new IP is never going to be a multi-million-dollar seller. Okay, by the way y'all was going on about those games, you would think they would have sold a lot more, though. So, okay. I guess I'm gonna include it right here. This video could go on forever. Like, people are definitely passionate about this subject right here. So I definitely want to hear your comment just down below about this, about PS5 selling 10 million consoles, and some of the major exclusives not doing so well in sales. Why do you think that is? Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching, and peace.